it's always interesting to visit your old house, see what the new residents have done with it, and that is what today contributing correspondent Jenna Hager got a chance to do on Tuesday as she returned to the White House for an exclusive look at a modern makeover there. Hey, Jenna, good morning.
Hi, good morning. You could call this Extreme Makeover, White House edition. Miss Obama welcomed me back and gave me the exclusive tour of her bold new redo of the old family dining room. And we talked about how she's made that magical house a home. This is the first look.
This is the first look.
At this first modern room in the White House.
We're so excited about the Alma Thomas piece. It's Resurrection. Alma Thomas is the first African-American female artist to be shown here at the White House. And then over here we've got a Rauschenberg.
It's beautiful.
It's very powerful. A lot of American artists, a lot of American artisans. We've got the tea service here from the New York World Expo, and it's just a real statement in modern craftsmanship.
And while every First Lady leaves her own mark, Mrs. Obama has certainly made a statement to this historical house, adding 20th century art. You were the first Lady to modernize a room in the White House. It's a pretty bold move.
It's kind of unbelievable that we haven't done this before, because modern art and design is such an important part of the American tradition.
I think the curtains are from the time Jackie Kennedy lived here. And in 1962, on Valentine's Day, she showed the first televised report of the White House, the first tour.
This room's interesting because it has the most architectural unity.
And 80 million people tuned in, which back then is like the Super Bowl.
Right?
Yes. And so in some ways, when you redo a room, do you think about all of those who came before you?
Oh, absolutely. You feel a really huge responsibility to make sure that the changes reflect the values of the house, that they reflect the values of the country.
Jacksonville.
Welcome to the White House. We actually surprised the tour.
We did.
This morning. I heard that's one of your favorite things. There were some shocked kids, I have to say. The First Lady.
I love it. I mean, living here is such a gift, and you feel an awesome sense of responsibility to make sure you're taking care of this house, but you also want to make sure that Americans feel like it's their home too.
Oh, look at the art. That's amazing.
For those of us who have lived here, the White House is more than a national symbol and a museum. It's a home. This is like living in a historical museum in some ways, but it's also your temporary home.
Yeah,
and you've done a really good job about making this a home for your girls. You have a dining room upstairs that I've eaten at before.
Yeah, you know you know the lay of the land pretty well. Yeah.
How important are those family dinners with your girls, and especially now that they're teenagers?
Yeah, they're absolutely important. I mean, Barack and I have tried to hold fast to the family dinner. Just eat a good meal and catch up, because that's really the time when you get to hear, the little things in the voice of your kids that might be wrong or right. You can kind of check their temperature, and it's a good opportunity for Barack to just forget about the worries of the world that he carries around, and we can just be a family.
Speaking of love and Valentine's Day, I read this note that I thought was so sweet that the girls wrote, a list of why they love their dad. It says, when I smile, you smile, and when I cry, you cry. When I'm happy, you're happy, which I think is a perfect love note. What are your love notes for your Valentine's this year?
That's so sweet. Well, to my husband, I just constantly think of how proud I am of him, that he's able to carry the weight of the world, but still, find time to be my husband and the father of my kids. To my kids, it's just you now know that kids just take your breath away. Every day I cherish my girls, and I'm so proud of how they've handled themselves. So. They have my heart every single minute of every single day.
So sweet.
Yeah, it was so sweet, and it's fun to return. You'll see, it was an extreme makeover because no First Lady has ever done a modern room before. Some of the furniture stays the same because, of course, they want to keep the integrity that this is the White House. This is a historic place.
Yeah.
But I thought the room looked pretty good.
It looked good.
Yeah.
But you're right, no flat screen TVs and the womb chair or whatever. Yeah, okay.
Great if IKEA did it.
Exactly. By the way, the full interview you did with the First Lady, you can see it on today.com.
Yes, exactly.
Jenna, thank you.
Thank you, guys.